Denis Savagdinov goes from the inside for Russia, and they'll be wearing through. Away they go, very, very quickly, and a real flyer up front again for the man in blue. Greg Hancock, a great start for the Americans. In white in second place, it's Savagdinov for the Russians. That's a little bit of a surprise with Sigelski back in third place. At the rear, it's Matezayar for Slovenia. But Hancock's got a flyer out front, leading by a street round that pit's bend. But the battle for the minor places, Peter, interesting.
Yeah, Hancock's going great. He has got a lot to prove here in the UK. Not riding in the league here, but out in front going really, really well. And seems we've got a good lead now with Sigelski took it in for Poland with second place.
Yeah, Sigelski taking a while to get used to this track now, but moving smoothly into second place. The Russian Savagdinov in third place. Right at the rear is Matezayar, the 19-year-old current Slovenian champion, with a lap to go. A little bit of a wheelie, involuntary it might have been for Greg Hancock out front, who stretches his lead, looks to his teammates in the pits as he goes by there, almost with a wave. And Greg Hancock is going to take this. The Americans getting the best possible start in the blue helmet colours. A wheelie across the line. Second place is Krzysztof Sigelski, and the third place goes to the Russian Denis Savagdinov, the 21-year-old, the youngest in the Russian team, and certainly he can be proud of his World Cup debut.
Hey, you haven't been riding in England, but you looked awesome out there. How's your form presently?
Oh, well, I'm really happy with my form. You know, it's yeah, I miss England quite a bit, but you know, I came back now and I get to ride under the red, white, and blue, and nothing beats that.
What did you tell Billy?
Oh, I just gave him a little bit of an insight of what I thought about the track, but don't need to tell these guys. They know what's up.
They know what's going on. Back to
For Eastbourne, the USA man, 19 meetings last season. He goes from the inside gate in blue. Gate 2, Jarek Hampel, a late replacement for Poland here, the 20-year-old who races for Ipswich. Denis Stoisch, a late replacement for the Slovenians in yellow and black, comes into gate 3. And Sergei Darkin, the Russian, goes from the... Going against Brent Werner, not finishing perhaps. Away they go into the first bend there in red. Jarek Hampel, a superb start by the pole. Down to the back in yellow goes Denis Stoisch, the late replacement for the Slovenians. And our referee Mick Bates may be forced to stop that. Yes, he is. Mick Bates will call that off, and we look at the lights to see whether there's an exclusion or first bend bunching. But it doesn't look as if Denis Stoisch is any too... Well, blank space is in gate 3 for the Slovenians, with Denis Stoisch excluded. It's Brent Werner, the former Eastbourne man for the USA. He goes from the inside. Poland's Jarek Hampel, the 20-year-old from Ipswich, is gate 2. On the outside, that's Sergei Darkin, the 2000. Right. Into the lead goes Jarek Hampel, exactly as he did first time out. Round the outside goes Sergei Darkin. Pushing up the inside, Brent Werner, the man in blue. Remember, they retain the same colours per nation throughout the meeting here. And in front for Poland is Jarek Hampel, the best possible start for him, Peter.
Yeah, Jarek Hampel's one of the top riders in Poland, a young lad, and he's really going well for Ipswich. Came over at a late replacement, but out in front there, and Sergei Darkin, Eastbourne rider, in second place, but Brent Werner back in third, struggling a little bit, Tony.
Well, he is indeed, and Jarek Hampel, of course, coming in for Sebastian Ulemek, who's injured, we understand, and didn't make the final choice here in the end, although he was one of their nominated riders. Into the final lap goes Jarek Hampel. He's going wider, he's picking up grip, he's extending his lead. The battle in second place could go right to the final bend now, with the Russian Darkin leading. Back in third place, Brent Werner, the Americans won't be happy with that, but Jarek Hampel takes it, and just in second place is Sergei Darkin, the Russian, ahead of, in third place, Brent Werner, getting the consolation point there. But that's a good start for Poland. And
before, and you're obviously riding well. Back from injury, so you're not that fit, but how was it tonight?
I think I will be okay. Everything. This track it's good for me. I don't know what I like the boys from the team like it, but for me it's okay. In the practice tracks will be to sleep, but right now it's okay, and I think we'll be better. Okay, everything.
Are you going to pass on any information that you learned in your ride?
Yeah. We speak all the time with the friends in the team, and yeah.
All right, well, listen.
At the moment, this lineup sees for Poland on the inside, Peter Protasevich. He goes in the red helmet colour. Roman Protasevich for Russia goes in gate 2 in all white. It's Ran Fischer, the 18-year-old who races for Coventry, of course, in the USA, in gate 3. And on the outside, it's Ales Dolinar. It's the man on the outside for this one. Away they go, and a tremendous start here on the inside of the man in red there, Peter Protasevich. What a ride by Protasevich. Oh, almost locking up the back again is Dolinar. in the background there, and he's pulled up completely and will have to come off the track here. The disappointment continues for the Slovenians, but a brilliant ride here now out front by Peter Protasevich as Poland start to take command. Pavashny's back in third place for the Russians. In second place, it's Ryan Fisher going well and mounting a challenge.
He is, Tony. Protasevich is holding that first place, but all the time Ryan Fisher's just plugging away round the inside. He might just be able to sneak it there on the inside. Protasevich is normally a big track man, rides for Peterborough, but he's having a good ride at the moment.
Yes, Peter Protasevich goes into the final lap, about 4 bikes lengths in front of the man in second place there, Aran Fisher. Roman Pavashny, of course, who is 24 and raced for Eastbourne a couple of seasons ago. Certainly used to the track here, but not doing so well in this heat now. And a comfortable win indeed for the man in red, Peter Protasevich, to extend the lead for the Poles. Second place going to Ron Fisher, the American in the blue helmet colour. A consolation point, Roman Pavashny, the Russian at the back in white. But the Russian popular and highest paid spokesman in Poland is Golub. On the inside is Billy Hamill, of course, a former world champion, the 96 world champion from the USA. Thomas Golub goes in gate 2, currently 4th in the Grand Prix series. Izak Santesh goes for Slovenia. He's in yellow and black in gate 3, and Sergei Kushin making his World Cup debut for the Russians. He goes in gate 4. Away they go now. Oh, and a brilliant start by Golub, who takes his man wide and straight through the fence. Goes the Russian Sergei Kushin, completely demolishes that. It will take a little while to repair the fence. And basically the poor, unfortunate Sergei Kushin, but he's up on his feet there. And really all sorts of things happening there. And Peter, well, they've demolished at least 3 sections of the fence. It's going to take a little while to repair it, I'm sure. And he didn't turn at all, did he?
No, Kushin was on the outside, really. There was a bit of a clash going into the corner with Billy Hamill and Golub, really, and Kushin was really on the outside. He got nowhere to go, went straight through that safety fence, really, and he was able to walk away, but there does seem to be a bit of a problem there, certainly with the safety fence. The safety fence has been demolished here.
Yes, and of course there's a problem there because just some 8 or 9 feet away is the string fence that keeps the fans back from that safety fence. But certainly the rider there, Sergei Kushin.
1/4 of an inch thick there, and he just shattered that board completely there, right through the centre. And fortunately, I think everybody's okay, but I'm pretty sure that, well, the ref
clips Thomas there and straightens him up, but he's got so much speed, can't scrub it off, and he goes backwards through the fence. The rider himself actually was perfectly okay, but the supporters there were very close to the safety.
The USA, Thomas Golub goes from gate 2 for Poland in the red helmet colours. Izak Santesh from Slovenia goes in gate 3, and there's a blank space where...
again, mind games.
Away they go, and certainly right to the fore goes Billy Hamill. This time Thomas Golub left in his wake. Round the outside in yellow goes Izak Santesh, but now Golub comes through. He will mount a challenge on the American out front, Billy Hamill. Remember, Poland lead by 2 points if it stays like this, and Hamill wins it. That balance will go back to 1 with Golub in second place. Santesh is the man in yellow for the Slovenians trading. A bit processional now, and Golub seems to have given up on the chase of Billy Hamill.
Yeah, Billy Hamill and Thomas Golub, 2 of the world's best riders here, first and second. The work was done really by Hamill on that first turn. Golub missed the start completely, seemed pretty phased about that, and I think he's now settled for second place.
Well, as they go now into the final lap, Billy Hamill, and remember that big bend as they come out of the pits, one of the biggest bends in Speedway, of course, a totally different shape here. We see it there from our high-mounted camera, and there is Billy Hamill in the blue helmet colour, going to take this almost as he pleases for the United States, and he'll become their second heat winner of the night. Billy Hamill wins it in blue. Thomas Golub for Poland in second place in red, and, well, Izak Santesh gets the first point of the night for the Slovenians in third place. In fact, he only had to finish so to do. Colours on the inside. It's Billy Janira, the 22-year-old American who races for Coventry, goes from gate 2. Edward Sheikhulin, the 95 Russian junior champion, he goes from gate 3 in this one. On the outside, the 19-year-old Yonesh Kalenko, now racing for Kings Lynn, of course, in the Elite League.
It's got to be a key tonight, and you did that brilliantly in that heat.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, anytime you beat Thomas Golub, you know, it's always a bonus. So, yeah, you know, we've started out pretty good, and we just hope we can keep plugging away. And we know Poland's probably our strongest opposition here tonight, so it's pretty important to get those heat wins over them.
Thomas's fame is obviously brilliant. We all know about what he can do, and you've ridden against him many times in the Grand Prix. Who else are you watching out for that could create a surprise for you tonight?
Well, I think already the Russians have already created, you know, and you know, there's a lot. Both 2 guys on the Russians used to ride for Eastbourne, so I think they're gonna really upset the apple cart a little bit tonight. So hopefully we can use that to our advantage as well. So far we haven't, but hopefully we can in the future.
But plan A is to get straight through to Saturday, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're hoping to do that, and you know, I think if we're all on form, you know, we can do it. It's a capable task.
I know you've been away in the States, but have you seen any of the other heats from day 1 and 2?
Yeah, I watched the first couple. I wasn't out till the 4th heat, so I was able to watch and see what was going on. So, yeah, you know, it gave me a chance to check out the track.
Russia, America, though, it's great, eh?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome riding again, especially Greg and I, you know, we've always ridden together in England, so it's kind of cool. You know, here we are on the same team again, so it's good camaraderie and we're all having fun.
Yeah, have you got any idea how to fix the starting gate? I was just wondering, because obviously you're sitting back here, you're not doing much, so they're having a bit of trouble out there. With your experience?
Maybe they should ask my mechanic. You know, I'm not an electrician or anything like that. I didn't know. Is that right?
He said something about having to get more pay if he needed to do the start gates, right?
Yeah.
He's a Scotsman, isn't he?
He is.
All right, well, listen, we'll leave you to it.
Of the lineup, it's Greg Valasek, the pool rider who races for Poland here tonight in red from the inside. Bedijanero of Coventry in the USA goes from gate 2. The Russians, Edward Shekulin going from gate 3. On the outside, Janesh Kalin. But great start by Greg Valasek, tucking on the inside. Oh, and almost coming off there was Bedijanero. How he stayed on, I do not know, the American. He's now being put under pressure by Shekulin, the Russian. Right at the back is Kalenko, the Slovenian. But way out front now is Greg Valasek. And we did suggest that could happen in each of these heats, Peter.
Yeah, very good rider, Greg Valasek there. The way he just did that first corner, and Bedijanero did so well to hang on to that flag. I really don't know how he stayed on it, but certainly there's quite a lead now between Valasek and Janero.
Yeah, but Janero chasing him down that back straight with a lap and a half to go, and Janero certainly will benefit by getting used to this track here, and that little bit of balancing act as he came out of the pit bend as they now go into the final lap could hold him in good stead as they continue in the evening. Greg Valasek in red for Poland, but right at the back here, well, it looks as if it's going to go to Shekulin, the Russian, but no doubt about the checkered flag. The wheelie from Greg Valasek of Poland. Second in blue is Bedijanero of the USA, and the Russian Shekulin gets the third. He goes from gate 1 in yellow helmet colour, gate 2 for Slovenia, Izak Santej. Brent Werner, a former Eastbourne rider here for the USA, goes from gate 3 in blue, and Krzysztof Cegielski goes from away they go. Pavashny tries to keep it down. Problems into that first bend. Cegielski in red round the outside. Pavashny's back in third place under some pressure, but moving into second, cutting inside. Izak Santej. Right at the back in blue is Brent Werner. Disappointment for the States because it stays like this. A really big gap opened by Poland at the top. Down the back straight goes Cegielski in red. Battle at the back interesting, but Pavashny will pick up 4 points in second place if it stays like this.
Yeah, certainly out in front, Krzysztof Cegielski, he's clear of the field, but the Russian there, Pavashny, having a great ride there to get up into second place, and very crucial because Brent Werner for the USA is at the back.
Well, this is going to hurt the United States because Poland here will open up a lead now of some 5 points ahead of the United States if it stays like this. But Werner's putting pressure on the back there on the pitch bend, but now locks up, and with just a quarter of a lap to go for the leaders, Krzysztof Cegielski is going to win it to keep Poland in command. Second place and double points for Pavashny in white. Third place in yellow goes to Izak Santej for Slovenia, and Brent Werner at the back trails in the first rider tonight from the USA.
Yeah, it was so difficult, but I was big mistake on the gate, but I was right, all right. I'm happy, I'm very happy.
Do you feel you can get enough points tonight to go through?
Yeah, I think it's not big problem. We'll be all right.
All right, no big problem. They're going to be all right. Dashvidania, back to you.
Campbell in this one in the red helmet colour from the inside. Gate 2 is Sergei Kushin for Russia in white. And is Dolinar goes for the Slovenians in gate 3, and on the outside it is Greg Hancock. First time.
This time.
A real flyer on the inside for Jarek Hampel again, just as he did last time. From the outside, look at Hancock. Hancock somehow keeps him upright as he comes out of that pitch bend. Back in third place, Sergei Kushin for the Russians. Right at the back is Alice Dolinar for Slovenia. In red, Jarek Hampel could be set for his second heat victory of the night. Hancock in blue is chasing him. Remember, throughout the meeting, the Poles in red, the Americans in blue, the Russians in white, and at the back now on the pitch bend, we've got a rider down at the back. There he is, very annoyed, is Alice Dolinar, and the referee has to stop that. Well, I think Greg Hancock will be pretty pleased with that, because Jarek Hampel had a flyer, and Jarek Hampel was really in control. And yet again, an exclusion light in yellow we see down below us here.
Races at all, really. Overslides, then suddenly straightens up, bails out before he hits the safety fence, but
the back. Slick.
Are you guys, are all the teams struggling to get around the track, to learn the track here at Eastbourne?
First time I ride short track, you know.
Yeah. Tough, isn't it, huh?
Tough.
You got to get those more points, though, in the World Cup. Slovenia's still new to it, though, yeah? Maybe you can get more points than last time.
Maybe. I will see.
Good. Well, best of luck.
Hancock in blue for the USA. The man between them with Alice Dolinar excluded. Sergei Kusin, the Russian. See how it pans out from the start. The tapes working okay now. Up they fly on the inside. Hampel again gets a fly. Hancock gets across quicker. Hancock will stay even keel as he comes out of that pit's bend. It's a bit closer than it was last time as Hancock in blue for the USA. Tries to go through on the inside of Jarek Hampel. Right at the back now is Kusin, the Russian. And these two, the pole in red is Hampel out front. In blue for the USA is Hancock in second place.
Yes, Greg Hancock certainly in the first part tried to go around the outside. This time he came to the inside, but he can't make any impression on Jarek Hampel. Hampel's just having a great ride, doing everything right, riding the fast line, and now he's actually pulling away from Greg Hancock.
Well, Hampel only came into this morning for the injured Sebastian Ulebek, and certainly he's playing his part for Poland here tonight, because this will extend their lead to 6 points and open the opportunity for the Americans to use a tactical or a joker. Anything can happen, and I just wonder about that. But man down on the pitch bend in white will pick it up again, Kusin, to try and ride for the point. But winning it in red is Jarek Hampel, no problem for him. In second place in blue is Greg Hancock. And pottering round now, we see there the unfortunate Russian Sergei Kusin, but he will get a consolation point as he finishes there to be 6 points behind to use that facility. And I just wonder about the thinking of Harman Samomalenko in the pits, who's the team manager for USA tonight. Jonas Kalenko it is, and I think that's a change going on the inside there. Now, on the outside in red, picking up Peter Protasevich. In second place in blue, that's Billy Hamill. Third there in yellow and black for the Slovenians. And Kalenko is the man that's taken the place of Denis Stoic there in that one. Round they go now. The man in front, Peter Protasevich. Hamill is going to have to chase him. Third in yellow is Kalenko. Right at the back in white is Sabatunov.
Yeah, Billy Hamill is such a racer there. He's putting Protasevich under pressure, but again, as we saw with Greg Hancock in the previous heat, he's not making a lot of ground on him now. Again, there's quite a good lead now between Protasevich and Hamill.
With just over a lap to go, the Poles will further extend their lead here. The Americans will have the opportunity for the tactical substitution. But the man in red, Peter Protasevich, who won his first race, is about to win his second race as well. In pursuit in blue is Billy Hamill. Third in yellow is going to be Kalenko in as a tactical substitute there for the Slovenians and getting a point for them. But a good win there for Peter Protasevich in red. Second place in blue goes to Billy Hamill. And third in yellow, the tactical substitute Darkin goes for the Russians in white from the inside. Gate 2 is Mateseja. He goes for Slovenia. Gate 3, of course, is Thomas Golob in red for Poland. And Ron Fisher for the USA goes from that unfavourable. Well, a real fly there for Thomas Golob to take the lead in front of now the Russian in second place, Sergei Darkin. Locking up and in trouble. Americans is Ron Fisher, now being put under pressure at the back by Mateseja for the Slovenians. But with 1 lap gone, Thomas Golob has got it absolutely right now, and this will further extend the Polish lead. With the American in third place in blue, well, anything can happen yet in this meeting. Right at the back, of course, again for Slovenia, Mateseja, who's going wider and wider, but Golob looking super.
Yeah, he is. I always say he is a genius on a speedway bike, Thomas Golob, but you know, sometimes he's unpredictable, but when he's on form like this race, I mean, he's now the full length of a straight in the lead, and you know, he's just riding so well, long straights, and so much speed there into the bends.
Interesting in second place now, because Ron Fisher in blue is putting the Russian Sergei Darkin under pressure around those top 2 bends. Away out front is Thomas Golob, but the battle is tight in second place, and the Russian gets it just. Sergei Darkin, who rode 2 races for Eastbourne here last year, and his races meeting down here didn't get a single point, but certainly a win for Thomas Golob in red. The Russian Sergei Darkin, the number 5 in yellow. It's Edward Shekulin for the Russians on the inside in white. Gate 2, Jonas Kalenko for Slovenia. Gate 3 for Poland, Greg Vanaszek, who won, of course, last time he was out in heat number 5. Away goes the starting marshal, up fly the tapes, and right to the apex of the bend. First is Greg Vanaszek again in second place in yellow. Kalenko, but looking up there, down at the back certainly goes Shekulin, the Russian. He's back on his machine. The referee won't stop this one. And a surprise man in second place is Jonas Kalenko. And the Americans are going backwards at this stage with Billy Gennaro in third place.
Yes, Valashek again leading the race. A good ride for Kolenko, who's signed for Kings Lynn, and he's in second place, being chased now by Billy Gennaro. Billy has the Slovenian in his sights, but he's going to try and cut back up the inside here. But can he get that grip to go by? It's close stuff here, Tony.
Certainly close indeed now at the back there, but with a lap to go, no doubt about the man out front, Greg Valasek. In second place is Kolenko. Back in third is Billy Gennaro. Work to do indeed here now. Down the back straight they go. Almost a lap in it for the Russian Sheikhulin, who's only going to just finish. But the checkered flag is out. And Greg Valasek in the red helmet colours produces his second win of the night. Second place in yellow goes to Jonesh Kolenko, the new Kings Lynn rider from Slovenia. And third in blue, a disappointing ride for Billy Gennaro for the...
My team is very, very quick, very hard, strong. It's every race is win. It's absolutely fantastic tonight.
How are you enjoying racing back in England? Because I know you're not racing in the Elite League now.
Maybe next year, I don't know. It's now Swedish League and Polish Grand Prix. Too many Grand Prix race. It's 10. It's too much. Maybe next, maybe 2 years ago. Maybe come back in England League. I don't know.
Thomas, we need you back in this country. We'd like your riding. Come back soon, will you?
Yeah. I know it's the same problem in Polish. It's Polish is fantastic. It's 20,000 every meeting. My home is Poland. I don't know. Maybe I think maybe next week, next year is campaign in England in Ipswich and campaign in Magda Lewis.
Do you feel as though Poland can win the World Cup?
I don't know. Maybe tonight. I think so. It's first place, I think.
Thanks, Thomas. Now, big
man going is Izak Santej. He's going indeed for the Slovenians on the outside. Greg Hancock on the inside in blue. Krzysztof Cegielski goes for Poland. Gate 3 is Sergej Kuchin for the Russians. And Izak Santej is the tactical substitute indeed for the 3 riders. Greg Hancock on the inside. Remember, his points count double. They have a struggle to keep it down. He takes Cegielski wide. Cegielski will come back round that pitch bend. But what a battle between these two. Cegielski just stretches it on Hancock in the blue helmet, who will cut on the inside. Cegielski in red for Poland. Hancock in blue for the USA. It's not working quite as they wished. It's Izak Santej at the back in yellow, the consolation point for the Slovenians. But Cegielski once again looking brilliant on this Eastbourne circuit.
Yeah, fantastic that, Tony. He's just squeezed through a gap there between Greg Hancock and the fence, and certainly he means business, riding for his country. He's out there in front, and on that first turn it was very, very close. He did just enough to squeeze by Hancock. Hancock's in chasing him, but there's no way really that Hancock's going to get past him, Tony.
With a lap to go, the gap will only be closed by 1, and the Americans will still have the option at least to provide a tactical substitute, if not the Joker again. They can only use the Joker once. They've used it this time to double their points, but they can't match Krzysztof Cegielski. The Pole in the red helmet colours has produced a heat victory in 3 race points. Greg Hancock in blue, second place, doubling those points to 4. And third
on that bike, but here onto the straight here we have contact between the two. Unbelievable stuff.
Savo Malenko's in the Matej Sejar goals for Slovenia on the inside. Billy Hamill, gate 2 for the USA. Gate 3, Roman Pavashny, of course, so far the top scorer for the Russians on a track he's familiar with here at Eastbourne. But Jarek Hampel, who's looked brilliant with 2 rides, 2 wins so far tonight, he goes from the outside. Away they go. Hampel struggles to keep it down. Up the inside in blue, a good ride by Billy Hamill. Hampel is at the back. That's what they want to see, but Hampel's coming through. Oh, he's ripped through 2 of them from last to second, and Hampel now is out in pursuit of the man in blue, Billy Hamill. Hamill for the USA in blue. In red for Poland. In second place is Hampel. Back in third place is Sejar in yellow for Slovenia. A great race out front.
Yeah, even though Hampel's in second place, he really doesn't look outclassed by Billy Hamill. Billy Hamill's leading, but Hampel is right with him. Hamill came from 4th to 2nd on that first bend. Almost got Hamill. Hamill's leading the race though, and it looks now, Tony, as though a little bit of lead is now between these two.
The Americans have work to do. Of course, they could still use a tactical substitute, and Billy Hamill could be that man. But at the moment, Billy Hamill is going to lead down that back straight and will be the first man to beat Jarek Hampel tonight if it stays like this. With the checkered flag beckoning, Hamill looks back in blue. He's taken that checkered flag ahead of in red. Jarek Hampel, third place in yellow, goes to Matej Sejar from Slovenia, but Billy Hamill dark in white. Greg Hancock from the inside for the USA, the blue helmet colours. Sergej Darkin goes for Russia in white, gate 2. For Poland, Peter Protasiewicz. is the man in red, and on the outside, Izak Santec, who's having quite a busy night now for the Slovenians. Yes, as Peter says, finishing second or first in every single race, and away they go now in blue, but this time Greg Hancock's in front, and Peter Protasevich comes through into third place. He's doing exactly what Hampel did last time. He's shut out there by Izak Santec. Looking back is Greg Hancock in blue now, and Greg Hancock leads. Can he steal a march if Protasevich doesn't get by Santec, the Slovenian? The man in second place is Santec. Protasevich third and battling right at the back, the Russian Darkin, but way out front is now Greg Hancock.
Yeah, an important race for Greg Hancock leading this race. Second place, having a great ride, learning all the time. Izak Santec for Slovenia, but all the way being chased by Protasevich, but that black rubber low down is really working well for Santec.
At the moment, at the back, Protasevich being challenged by Sergei Darkin. Could he lose that third place? Hancock certainly going to get first place in blue for the Americans, and Greg Hancock is going to win this race. Only ridden in Britain once previously this year, but good enough this time. In blue there for Greg Hancock. Second place in yellow goes to Izak Santec from Slovenia, and the third place rider in red there is Peter Protasevich, and the Americans are starting to chip away. Here again, then a minute, Thomas Golub down the back straight. In blue is being chased. Brent Werner is in front now. Golub chases him in red, back in third place. 17 off the Russian, right at the back in yellow, and struggling somewhere is Alice Dolinar now, but a good ride out front for the Americans, and Brent Werner, who's raced League Speedway here at Eastbourne, is doing just what the Americans wanted, and I wonder if he can hold off, indeed, Thomas Golub, Peter.
Yes, Golub coming like a train on the inside there, but a massive turn up here for Brent Werner, struggling a bit earlier on, but here to be leading Thomas Golub, unbelievable for the Americans.
There'll be celebrations in the pits for the Americans if Brent Werner can pull this off, because Thomas Golub, one of the world's top riders, is being beaten by a man who normally races. But look at Golub round that pitch bend. Shut the gate, says Brent Werner. You're not going to get through there. One more bend for Golub to come. He'll cut up the inside. Golub could do it, but Werner holds him off. A tremendous ride for Werner in blue to hold off there. Thomas Golub, the flying Thomas Golub. A tremendous ride by Brent Werner in blue. Thomas Golub in second place in.
Just needed to get going and change a couple things and made a start.
He was breathing down your neck though the whole way.
Well, he's Thomas Golub and he's going to give you a run for it. And they were both challenging, trying to get to that final, so you can't expect nothing else from him. So
the team needed that one though, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, I've got off to a terrible start, and this kind of place I need to really be making starts. And like I said, I've tried a couple different setups and went for another one then, and that was what I needed.
That's what we needed too. Thanks a lot. Back to you guys.
In time for heat 15 on the inside is Jurnej Kalenko going for Slovenia. Gate 2 is Sergei Darkin at the moment for the Russians here, and we can look at that there. I think Sergei Darkin, a track specialist, of course, and on the outside in red, that's Greg Van. Oh, 1, 2, 3, down they go, and the referee will stop that. Surely first Ben bunching, but look at the problems there for Billy Gennaro. Fortunately, in the blue helmet colour there, Billy Gennaro up on his feet, and machine certainly causing problems. And Peter, really, that was almost inexplicable. They were much close.
Yeah, you know, Darkin made a fantastic start there in the white helmet, but as he went to the first corner, he lifted, he got too much grip entering the corner, and just swept Billy Gennaro straight off his wheels, and both riders fell very, very heavily there onto the track. It's going to be interesting to see what the referee will do about this one, because really Darkin, to me, was very, very hard on Gennaro. And here we can see it in the white. It's Darkin really chances a start. He makes a good start in the white, but here he lifts and runs into the side there of Gennaro and really just flicks Gennaro right over the high side. And then Darkin does a couple of somersaults over the top of both machines. Very, very heavy fall. Again, from a different angle, we can see that coming across Gennaro and Darkin, they meet entering the corner and just tangle really badly there, and very, very fell heavily on the floor. Darkin banged his helmet and his head very hard on the track, and really it'll be nice to see them get up from this one. But there's such a lot of tangling going on with these bikes. But just watch Darkin now, just headbutt that ground. He really did hit that ground very, very hard, and the track there is very...
There, and we're just trying to get it fixed right now.
How did did you see the incident? Because obviously it was a tough one and it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, you know, we just came in on each other and my front wheel went in his foot peg. I think that's what happened, and you know, we slammed the ground pretty hard.
Every heat is so important now, and Brent's done a great job. You got to go do another one, yeah?
Yeah, I just got to make the starts, you know, it's more a problem. Tires spinning, but so we're going to hop on the spare bike and see what we can do now.
You're okay though, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, well, they're okay. Let's get back.
Gate 2 is Sergei Darkin for Russia. Billy Gennaro on Billy Hamill's machine goes from gate 3. The Pole Valasek is right on the outside. Starting marshal, and away they fly. But a great start on Hamill's bike for that man in blue, Billy Gennaro. It's done the trick. Struggling now in 3rd place, but trying to come through is Greg Valasek. In yellow, in 2nd place is Kolenko, but now problems for Gennaro because Valasek is going wide, and now they are the front 2 within blue for the Americans. Billy Gennaro, Valasek the pole, tries to go around the outside. Gennaro will have to shut the gate and does.
Yeah, Billy Gennaro is just getting used to this bike here. He's being challenged here by Kolenko also, as well as Greg Valasek here, but just about hanging on to that lead and turning very, very sharply. Billy Gennaro.
A lap and a half to go. The battle out front between the 2 teams that top of the scoring tonight. The Americans in 2nd place. That's Billy Gennaro in blue in front. Back in 2nd place and challenging him is Greg Valasek. If it stays like this, his first defeat of the evening. Back in 3rd place, Kolenko for Slovenia. Round the top end they go. They continue to chip it back because Gennaro has done it in blue. In 2nd place in red, Greg Valasek for Poland. 3rd in yellow for the Slovenian team is Kolenko, and they chip it away, and the wheelie of celebration. Because he's going from the inside. Gate 2 is Ryan Fischer for the USA. Just 2 rides he's had so far. Remember, he's replaced on 1. Jarek Hampel goes for Poland, gate 3, and on the outside in white for the Russians is Denis Safadinov. His first 2 races, away they go. On the inside is a little bit of a surprise as Santos steals it, but round in red goes Jarek Hampel. Could be set for win number 3. Coming through now into 2nd place. A good ride by Ryan Fischer. Fischer has locked up, but Fischer has fallen here now. And that will upset the Americans' chances because Fischer appeared to go down unchallenged there. Some water on that bend, I think, possibly, and certainly he won't be happy. But it looks as if with the referee stopping that, possibly Ryan Fischer will be excluded, remember.
Into the corner from the outside. Now Hampel is just a little bit outside of that slippy part. There's a little bit of dirt there to hold him up, but down the back straight now, we see what happens. Fischer gets such a lot of grip there, coming into the corner just as he crosses that slippery part of the circuit there. Just the bike spins round on him. He's unable to pick that bike up, and he does a full 360 there before bailing out and sliding off into the...
Of course, the 2nd place team, Denmark, from last night as well. But who knows what can happen here. And, already the Russians have used their jokers. There's no question of double point. Just 3 riders in this, as you see. Away they go now. And a good start by Jarek Hampel again here now for Poland. And the Americans won't like to see that because he has a comfort zone now down that back straight. The Russian, Savadinov, is in 2nd place right at the back now. And going for the ride is Izak Santesh. He's not exactly pushing it here, but certainly now out front there with Jarek Hampel pursued with some ease by the Russian Savadinov. I don't think it's a particularly fast race, this, Peter.
No, but Jarek Hampel, what a great reserve to bring in to replace Sebastian Ulemek. Fantastic the way he's been riding today. He's only dropped 1 point here. If he wins this one from 4 rides, he will finish on this after this race with 11 points, and that's fantastic for a reserve.
Just over a lap to go now. Time to look back for Jarek Hampel. Hampel round the pitch bend now with the Russian in pursuit in 2nd place. 2 points for the Russians will help to swell their total up to 15 and see them getting within reach, of course, of those other 2 2nd place sides. But the checkered flag goes indeed to Jarek Hampel for the 3rd time tonight in the red helmet colours. 2nd place to Denis Safadinov, the Russian, in the white helmet colours, and Izak Santesh it is who gets 3rd place and a consolation point indeed. And after some delay, he's going to take the checkered flag, is Izak Santesh. Well, we've got to play it sometime. I think we're running out of men, which I think I might have given it to Darkin. But I thought... no, they hadn't played the Joker. It was the Russians. And Pavazhny, of course, got a 2nd place to double his points. Sigelski is on the inside for Poland. Alice Dolinar goes with the Joker for the Slovenians in yellow, gate 2. It's Sergei Darkin for the Russians in white. Down, Hampel will have to go round the outside. Sigelski will try and shut. Oh, he almost locked tucked up in front of him there. Hamill had to take evasive action, and now the chase is on. Sigelski in the red helmet colours in front. That's Billy Hamill in blue for the USA in second place. Back in third in white for the Russian Sergei Darkin. Right at the back, despite double nothing, it looks like he'll get for the Slovenian Dolinar there, playing the joker. But the challenge on up front, and Sigelski has got a mechanical problem, and this is exactly what the Americans want to see, because Sigelski's not going to finish, and they're going to pull 3 points back here, the Americans. So it's a case of the bite a bit after the last race, and problems for Krzysztof Sigelski. And Peter, that is tragic.
Yeah, that could be crucial for Poland. Sigelski there had that race in the bag, so control of that race. Billy Hamill, really nothing Billy could do, and Billy seems to be celebrating already there, having a good stretch there down that back straight. But looking at his fellow countrymen over the finish, and he's pleased with that one. That puts the USA right back in there, Tony.
What a tremendous ride by Billy Hamill. He was putting Sigelski under pressure, and in the end, it all proved too much for Krzysztof Sigelski's machinery. His body,
terrible chain breaker, whatever it was there for the Poles, you know, but obviously we were there to take advantage of, you know, their misfortune.
It's got you close enough now, and that's the important thing.
Yeah, definitely. We're, you know, we're just going to keep our heads down and take it one race at a time, and whatever the end result is, we'll, you know, take it.
Okay, well, they're still hoping to get there.
They need to do something here. Zajar goes from gate 3. On the inside, Sergei Kushin for the Russians. Gate 2 for Peter Protasevich of Poland. Gate 3 on the outside, Brent Werner. Away they go. Will Werner produce the goods again like he did last time? He's trying round the outside in pursuit of Peter Protasevich in red, but coming through on the inside and going for double points there is Matej Zajar, the youngster for the Slovenian team, and he's looking good in second place, and Werner now has work to do out in pursuit of Protasevich out front for Poland, because remember, Poland lead, and the Americans will drop a further 2 points behind if it stays like this with half the race gone. Protasevich looking in charge.
Yeah, this track now, Tony, is getting a little bit easier to ride, and we can notice that the Slovenians are now right in the hunt there. Matej Zagar in second place there, but out in front all the way, Protasevich having a great ride again for Poland, and they are dominating this meeting here.
While the Americans got within reach, it's stretched again back there now, and certainly Protasevich down that back straight looks set for a heat victory in the red helmet colours and 3 race points. But look at Matej Zajar with his joker, will make 4 in second place in yellow, and third in blue for the Americans is Brent Werner, and that's a disappointment, but certainly the double points helping the cause of the Slovenians to make ground there, because they were only on 12 points going into that. The 4 will take them on to 16 now. After the Slovenians have Denis Stoic in this one, who was excluded in his only ride so far tonight, so a major surprise were he to pick up a point here. But Roman Povazny could do something for the Russians, and I wonder if he will put under threat either Golob or Hancock. Out of the tapes, up they fly, almost caught napping, but not in the end, as Golob masters that bend, goes into it in front, put under pressure by Greg Hancock. Hancock kind of come through on the inside. The Russian Povazny trying to go around the outside. Oh, down, 1, 2, 3. They're all down, and the man in blue there climbing up the fence, and I don't know who's to blame for that. Our referee will have to sort something out, but it was like a pack of cards they went down, or a pack of dominoes here, Peter.
Yeah, I think Thomas Golob actually slid down while he was leading that race there. Greg Hancock was right behind him, went over him. Poor Roman Povazny went straight through the safety fence there. That's Greg Hancock there, dusting himself down, get a real belt there on the backside. And this we can see leading Golob into the corner. That same patch there where Ryan Fisher caught it, Golob just loses it there, entering that bend, and Greg Hancock runs into the back wheel, Povazny on the outside, straight into the fence, and it is Golob excluded.
And that is decisive, Peter, because that's just what the Americans wanted. Now the Poles will not get a point from this one, and well, I wonder if we've seen the final turn of the page in this, because this is boiling up to something special. If Hancock were to win this, the Americans will be within 4 points of the Poles, with Thomas Golob out of that one.
Yeah, it's very unusual to see Golob go down there. You see Greg Hancock.
He just lost it. It's got a little icy coming in there, and I think he just lost control, and I just had to go over him.
You're okay. Is he okay, do you think?
Yeah, I think he's all right. Probably like the rest of us. It hurt your pride.
Okay, we'll let you get back.
Down to a tee, into the corner. He must have lost a little bit of concentration here. Greg Hancock's right with him, but Golob there to lose it. That is so unusual. Hancock rode up the back mudguard, but on the outside there, Roman Povazny, he was like going from a springboard there off those 2 bikes, and he's there buried in the safety fence. But Again, Golob here, just that back wheel. He loses control, he leans back, he can't catch it. The bike's gone, he knows he's down. Hancock's with him, and there Pavasny in the white. Again, he's the one that does the damage to the safety fence, and Golob excluded. That is the right decision. He's able to come out on that same machine, and let's see if he can make the start and get those very, very important 3.
Flyer again for Greg Hancock in the blue helmet colours. Look at Pavasny on the outside in white. He's picking up grip. He's going to try and take on Greg Hancock. Disappointment right at the back for Dennis Stoyts, who all he has to do is go round for a single point for Slovenia. But these two are now racing. Greg Hancock looking in command. Involuntary wheelie down the home straight. Round the pit bend they go for the second time. And this looks like a safe 3 points for Greg Hancock, and puts the USA in contention with 5 to go.
Yeah, Greg Hancock really enjoying this ride, I'm sure, Tony, but he's got to, this will take them into 4 points behind the poles, but really it's not enough. Other things have got to happen, and the Americans have now got to get themselves together and see if they can pull those 4 points back.
Well, certainly the form of some of these poles tonight with Hampel, Protasiewicz and Stygalski in those final 4 races depends how it pans out. But in this one, heat 19 now, remember, heat 20 and 4 more to go after that. Will be won here by the rider in blue, Greg Hancock. 3 race points for the Americans in blue. Second place in white for Roman Pavasny, getting 2 points here for the Russians. And in the end, getting his first point. Riding well. And in this one, of course, they have Greg Valasek going in red from gate 2. Billy Gennaro goes for the USA on Billy Hamill's machine on the inside. Greg Valasek has had an impressive night with 2 race victories in the second place in heats 5, 10 and up by the tapes again. The battle is joined. Billy Gennaro again to the fore there, and pushing to the back is Greg Valasek, who will come back again. But this machinery of Billy Hamill's is working a treat for Billy Gennaro. And round the outside, oh, it's all over the place here, but Gennaro comes back. Now trying to squeeze through on the inside in red is Greg Valasek, but holding him off is Jurgis Kalenko for Slovenia. What a battle here, and this could be another decisive heat, Peter.
Very crucial here. If Kalenko can hold on to this second place and keep Valasek back in third place, this will bring it down to 2 points between the USA and Poland, with America just 2 points behind.
How important is equipment? Remember, he's riding the superb machinery of Billy Hamill, and this will be his second race victory on Billy Hamill's bike for this young man, Billy Gennaro. Look at this here now, because they will be into second place, just 2 points behind Poland with this result here. It's all boiling up to a brilliant climax. Looking back is Billy Gennaro, certainly there in second place. A surprise 2 points there for Jurgis Kalenko, and back in third place was Greg Valasek. Disappointment for him. It'll be enough to see him in the final 4 heats. Thomas Golob won't make it there.
Wins team very shortly. He comes on the inside here of Gennaro, just misses the corner, but Gennaro turns that bike twice to pull it right back to the inside and to retake that lead. Fantastic stuff.
What a dramatic run-off, but let's see. Second place team will automatically go to the race-off, where Britain will be among their opponents, along with Denmark and probably Finland and the Czech Republic. And Peterborough this third. Away goes our starting marshal, and a great start now for the man in red. That's Krzysztof Stygalski, but down straight away goes the Russian Kuzhin. And it seemed to me that he clipped the curve there, Peter. And certainly from that point of view, a referee will have to make a decision. And referee Mick Bates again having to decide on that. And I don't know if it'll be an exclusion. He's going to look at the replay.
The corner, Dolinar, Kuzin, Tangle coming into that corner here. Again, footrests and wheels coming together and straight down. Kuzin is the only rider to go down, but the referee has very wisely put all 4 riders back in the restart. Good decision. Again, we can see that 2 riders locked in. Kuzin for Russia and Dolinar for Slovenia. Kuzin on the deck again, but he's able to get back on that bike. Really tough, these Russians, and he'll be out in that run.
See what happens here. Away they go once again. Krzysztof Stygalski in red. The American round the outside. In blue is Brent Werner. Werner will come through into second place here. Now puts Stygalski under some sort of pressure. Stygalski, the man in red, out front. Remember, the Poles leading by 2 points here. This will make it 3 if it stays like this. Third place, Kuzin, the Russian. Back at the rear, that's Dolinar. But out front, the first 2 we're looking at. Stygalski stretches his lead down the back straight. This is the start the Poles wanted in the climax.
Yeah, good news for the because Cegelski leading the race here. He's ahead of Brent Werner. Brent will hang on to that second place, I think, but the Russian Kuzin is very wide in third place, but it does look as though now the Poles are really establishing a good lead.
A lap to go. Krzysztof Cegelski out front for Poland in red. Could they be set for Peterborough on Saturday straight away after this one tonight? They're going to rest. In second place in blue, that's Brent Werner. Third in white, that's Kushin the Russian, but the checkered flag goes to Krzysztof Cegelski, and they extend that lead by a point. They now lead by 3. Second place blue, Brent Werner. Third to the Russian, Kushin in white. But Krzysztof Cegelski has been pretty impressive tonight and suffered a bit last time, of course, with a mechanical failure.
Nero actually used this bike twice and have 2 wins on it. This is his third one, and Billy Hamill also is using that same bike. So they are sharing this bike, and Billy Hamill is out in the next race. So we could have tyre changes in between, and there isn't a great deal of time.
Away goes our starting bar. Real flyer there for Billy Gennaro, but faster still on the inside is Balasek, and now Gennaro will have to catch him because round the outside goes an impressive Matis Zajar, but he will surely beat Zajar on this machine, and Zajar almost cannons in to Balasek out front, but now with 3 laps to go, the chase is on. The man in blue, Billy Gennaro, is chasing the man in red, Greg Balasek, who looks back.
Yeah, they're all using brand new tyres for every race in this meeting. We can see that the tyres work really well in the dirt on the outside, but on the slick part of the circuit, on the inside, they do tend to go a lot sideways, but you've got to have a new tyre on to make a good start. But Gennaro back in third place, trying everything and reversing that bike into the bend.
Now moving into second place with a lap to go. I don't think he's going to catch Greg Balasek, but Billy Gennaro should get second place. He's been put under pressure. Down goes Zajar. That means it's second place indeed for Billy Gennaro, but that gap opens up now to 4 points with 2 heats to go, and certainly the winner is Greg Balasek in red, Billy Gennaro second place in blue, white the Russian Sapadinov in third place here now, but Billy Gennaro earned a second place, but now with 2 heats to go, the Yonish Kalenko goes for Slovenia on the inside, Billy Hamill on that much used machine, also with Billy Gennaro in blue for the USA, Sergei Darkin for the Russians, gate 3, and on the outside Peter Protasevich is having a good night and looking pretty fast. The Americans would rather like a machine failure for Mr. Protasevich, Peter. And the Billy Hamill. Hamill in line. Hamill goes to the bend in second place. Almost locks up there. Right at the back is Protasevich. Now will Protasevich make no ground at all? If Hamill can plough through these 2, he could win it. Protasevich could be left at the back, and all hell would let loose in the final heat. Hamill has moved into second place. He's now putting Kalenko under. Oh, goes Billy Hamill! Down goes everybody! But I think Hamill will be excluded from that when our referee sees it. And if that happened, that would mean that the visitors from Poland will go through automatically to the final. And I just wonder, was Billy Hamill trying too hard there, Peter? Should he have had patience to wait behind Kalenko?
Yeah, Billy Hamill really lost it again. We can see that's happened quite a few times today. Again, I put that down to brand new edges on very, very slick surfaces, new tyres on slick surfaces. The tyre just not enough rubber down on that back wheel, and we can see Billy Hamill here on the inside, gets alongside Kalenko here, coming into the pits bend, comes inside. At this point, he runs into the side of him and just kind of lays that bike over. There's no traction at all on that inside, and down he goes. Kalenko there, straight into the fence there, very difficult.
The exclusion goes to Billy Hamill, and that means the Poles are through as winners of the meeting to go through to the final on Saturday, and the Americans will have to be content with taking on the Brits at Peterborough, and joining them, of course, will be Finland, the Czech Republic, and Denmark.
Well, I mean, I hit the guy, you know, but I just ran out of room. I sort of committed myself up the inside, and he came across, and I mean, my front wheel was like on the white line, and you know, I mean, I did run into him. I can't deny that. So just one of those things, and it went against me.
Yeah, you were trying as hard as you possibly could, weren't you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was. I knew I had the pole behind me, and it was like I had to get around the guy, you know. And I don't know, you know, just one of them things.
Thursday night, you got a chance to do it all again, though.
Yeah, you know, this has been a good day for us all in all. So we'll look forward to Thursday now.
You must be fairly proud of the youngsters tonight. They've come up of age, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is a great experience for all of them, and you know, I mean, the Poles got I think 3 or 4 Grand Prix riders, and you know, here we are, and So I think in all, it's been a good effort, and like I said, we've had a good time, and we put in the effort, but we came up short, and we'll just learn from it.
Well, listen, hard luck, and we'll see you Thursday.
Right on, thanks.
With just 3 riders, the man in yellow leading is Kolenko for Slovenia. The first time they've been in that position tonight. But the challenge on for Peter Protasevich in second place for Poland. Back in third for Russia. That's Sergei Darkin. Around the top bend they go. Round the pitch bend. A brilliant ride here by Kolenko. And will Slovenia win a race at last, Peter?
Yeah, it's unbelievable how Slovenia have just got this together. Certainly some of their riders, they couldn't even ride the track at the start of this meeting. And just look at this now. We've got Kolenko out there in front, looking like a, well, what did I say?
Tempting fate indeed, Peter Collins. They're not on the final lap. They've demolished the fence. And under FIM regulations, there'll have to be another restart and possibly an exclusion. Well, Peter, you tempted fate there. He was going very, very well, Mr. Kolenko. But in the end, he's excluded by our referee, Mick Baker.
A great move coming into the bend. Looks totally under control. Looks as though he's going to sail around this turn and win this race, but overslides it there. And then, really, the bike spits him off the other way. Gets in one terrible tank slapper there. And just lucky to bail off. And the bike there has done a lot of damage.
Wow. The safety fence. And... it's
and I'm sure the FIM jury will be delighted with that. Just 2 riders in heat 23. Remember, heat 24 to come. Peter Protasevich struggles to keep it down. Peter Protasevich in the red helmet colours leads the Russian Darkin. Protasevich the pole. Remember, Peterborough, where the final will be on Saturday, is his home British League track. Protasevich looking smooth, looking certainly in command of this one, Peter.
Yeah, a lot of pride at stake in this, Tony, really, with Protasevich and Darkin. Pretty irrelevant as far as the result goes, but certainly Polish riders, Russian riders racing together. They don't like to be beaten by each other, and certainly, though, it looks as though Protasevich is going to get the better of Darkin in this one.
Well, with Peter Protasevich in this form, I don't think anybody will back Sergei Darkin, even though he rode 1 meeting here for Eastbourne last year. He didn't score in that one. He scored, I think, 6 points in his away meeting for Eastbourne Kings Lynn. But Peter Protasevich is set for 3 race points here. The Russian Sergei Darkin will get 2, assuming he finishes to take them on to 23. Still out of reach of the other 2 third-place sides. But Peter Protasevich completes his night's efforts with a checkered flag once again to put him in command and take his team's total on to 54-7 ahead now of the Americans. And Sergei?
I think like if the English team is fit with Mark and Scotty being injured, it all depends who they're going to bring in. It's going to be pretty tough. The Americans go quite well around Peterborough. Obviously, the Danish are going to be good on a big track. And yeah, we've just got to go there with like all hopes and make a few starts and put on a good show.
And we've been saying, of course, that the Poles are fantastic at somewhere like Peterborough for Saturday night.
Yeah, that's it. If they were going to be there sort of on Thursday, we'd be up against it big style. But it's going to be like hard enough as it is on Thursday, and then hopefully we will get through to Saturday. And yeah, on Saturday you've got the Poles, Sweden and Australia. Who knows?
Tough all the way, isn't it?
Dead cert.
All right, well...
And Pavashny, he's on the outside. He's ex-Sanchez, who's sprung a few surprises tonight. He goes to game 3 for Slovenia. But Greg Hancock's on the inside in the blue helmet colours. Put over the white line, perhaps, and away they go. And in the inside, that's where the battle is joined. Hampel's the pole in red. Greg Hancock in blue for the USA. Back in third place in white there for Russia is Roman Pavashny. Right at the back and really struggling is Isaac Sanchez. Round they go, trying to go round the lot is Hampel, but we've got a great race between these 2 out front. And really, the meeting's over, but the racing intense again as it was at Poole last night. It is again here at Eastbourne, and this World Cup is producing the best in Speedway. 2 laps to go. The man in red, Hampel, hits Hancock in blue. Hancock round the outside. The Russian can't make ground.
A fantastic ride here. Hampel, what a ride to go round Hancock. Hancock now changed onto the outside, cutting back to the inside, but really Hampel just playing here with Hancock, the race of the night here, and really the result's already been decided, but so late on, fantastic.
Almost worth waiting for, but the man who's going to win it is Jarek Hampel in red. The Polish fans cheer, and Hampel completes a great night ahead of Greg Hancock in blue. Third in white, Pavashny for the Russians, and a tremendous race there. Again, the last 4 races all being won by the Poles, put the icing on the cake and finish on 57. The American Hancock in second place is 2 points taken to 4. They go to the final on Saturday. USA on 49. They go to Peterborough for the race-off on Thursday. Russia on the